Welcome back to Dark Nights. We left off with Sachro talking to Ratsumi, who is supposed to kill him after a year's time. He sits in the same spot until he gets tired and falls asleep. Days pass by with the same routine. I can't keep depending on Ratsumi for help. I'm not going to find what I need just by sitting here. It's time to start researching. So the thing he's looking for was Miyoko. Neat. These books feel nostalgic, like I've been to a place like this before. Legendary legends. What's this book about? He browses through without much thought, stopping at a page titled Temple Guardian. I can read this. The priest warned the people, there is no guardian anymore. This village will be possessed by evil spirits. He was correct. The first dark era in the village's history began, as the populace began losing their sanity. I wonder where the guardian went. He was such a bad guy for leaving those poor people behind. He takes the note out of his pocket and turns it around. Find your place. Sachu's face turns pale as he reads those words. Do I not belong to this village? It feels like a leap, but only a month has passed by. It feels like I remember even less than the day I found myself here. I need to rush. The library is about to close and Sachu's barely moved from his spot. He puts all the books back as he's unable to borrow anything without a library membership. The next day, or next time he and Ratsumi meet, she tells him she's transferring to another school and they will not see each other anymore. Sachu is clearly sad, but he puts on a brave front until Ratsumi leaves. After a few months, he meets me in the park. I watch the scene replay from another perspective. It feels strange to see myself talking with him, though the old memories feel nice too. Watch our conversations and searches together, and I watch as Sachro comes and lives at my house. Fast forward to the night my neighbors got killed, I watch Sachro sneaking out. But what if Sachro is behind it? I feel bad for not telling her, but she needs the rest. The school grounds were a miss, but the more I scrape off the list, the closer I get. Where shall I go today? Maybe the forest? A few spirits can be seen through the windows of the street, waving through seams of a closed door. They just slipped into that room. Don't tell me they're possessing the residents. Once inside, Sachro tries to find the stairs. He finds the knife drawer and pulls out the largest one. Now empty, races up the stairs. Holding the knife tightly, he goes to them and stares them down at them with worried eyes. I'm sorry. I cover my eyes when Sachro loses his blade. The scene goes quiet, no one seems to scream. Open my eyes and see Sachro pointing the knife in the man's stomach. The attack left no wound and no blood. Black smoke rises from the spot he stabbed, the smoke slowly forming a dark mass. It's exactly like the Shinigami said it worked. It's totally not fun. Why don't you spare them from suffering future possession? Let me show you how this actually works. The knife Sachro drop starts to float and moving with the shadows sleeping above the couple. He runs from the room and falls down the stairs. How is that knife? The room fills with screams. Sachro at the bottom of the stairs and in pain from the fall passes out. After a minute tick by, he regains consciousness. What happened? Oh no, that couple. I don't remember doing anything like that. They were Miyoko's neighbors. Oh no, if she thinks I killed them. Right, they were shadows. Where'd they go? I shouldn't let them roam free. I can't believe they're calling us in the middle of the night. Stop complaining, it's our job. I hope this is an easy job. Tomorrow my wife wants to go on a holiday with me. All you can think about is slacking off from work. They didn't notice me, right? Did you hear that scream? I don't know what you're talking about. Never mind then. Once he returns to his room, he cries silently until he falls asleep. Now that I know the truth, I feel more sorry for him. Following the murders are just like I expected. Sachro tries to purify people, but a few of them mysteriously die afterward. Furthermore, I'm sure more things happen beyond Sachro's reach. It's painful to see Sachro so helpless for the people he cannot save. Is he trying to bite? In a moment, he sinks his teeth in the other woman's flesh and rips out what the hell? He continues to bite and tear the woman apart. Sachro approaches with a tiny branch in his hand, his legs shaking. Evil spirits, I'm gonna release you from the villagers. Hope you can rest in peace. Clutching the makeshift weapon, he runs towards them, and successfully banishes both the spirits. Still shaking, he glances at the corpses. How many are possessed by evil? I don't understand why only I can do this. A bit wobbly, Satcher leaves the scene. The corpses have no wounds from being stabbed, and Satcher takes the makeshift weapon with him, leaving the investigators without anything to go on. Satcher was the guardian, so even though he's significantly weaker, he can still see and purge the evil spirits. All this time, he knew more than he told me. My vision turns black. Open my eyes, the bright light almost blinds me. I'm back in my room. My hands clutch the blanket and I slowly regain control over my sore body. It could have turned out better. There were many moments that could have turned out for the better. I feel someone holding my hand. My movements woke up. He slowly raises his eyes and rubs his head. His sharp eyes lock onto mine and I almost lose my breath. I never expected to see him like this again. His lips form a small smile. Yeah, it's me, Miyoka. You look different. Are we in the future? I gained my memories and the spell was broken. This is how I normally look. What happened to me? We were in the temple and... A few days ago you fainted and I carried you home. You did what? I was worried, so Kaichi and I took turns looking after you. Both of you? I cut my cheeks feeling embarrassed. I didn't know I'd been out for so long. While you were unconscious, I had a dream about my past. For some reason you were there. Even though we spent a short time together, you left a deep impression on me. Sorry for rambling, it was just a weird dream. No, I don't think it was. While I was unconscious, I had a dream about your past too. I think I actually saw your memories. And somehow even merged into them. I tell Satcher what I saw, and he agrees with every single detail. He's surprised at the accuracy. As we wrap up, I remember that I have more questions. By the way, where is Kaichi? It's all good between us now, don't worry. So you remembered your whole past, even your life as the Guardian? Yeah, and even though I have some of my old powers, I'm human now. I regret many of my own choices. I can't believe that I let down the people for my own selfish wish. Don't be sad. No matter what, I'll support you. I know you're a kind person. I'm sorry for not telling you earlier. Thank you for staying by my side. Chapter 4, My Guardian. The following days, I spend my time resting. Satcher's been going out with Kaichi at night, and together they have successfully caught a few evil spirits. After I feel better, I decide to tag along. Why do you have to tag along every day? You wouldn't be able to track any spirits if I weren't with you. Hey, you'd be helpless without me. I still can't get over why you chose to live this life. It's not for you to judge. Satcher reverts his eyes and walks ahead. You're the new guardian. At least do something for these people. I'm not the caretaker of this village. Plus, my abilities aren't suited for this. You've been able to purify the bodies, so what do you struggle with? Kaichi scratches his head and thinks of how to explain. This is a weird comparison, but imagine if instead of a spoon, you used a fork to scoop up soup. It's certainly possible to do, but a spoon is more practical, right? I don't know how long I can keep this up. Besides, I'm only remaining here until my job is done. You guys have to take care of yourselves after that. Kaichi yelps and calls a scythe, ready to throw it at Satcher. I quickly dive between the two and prevent them from torturing each other. This is why I tagged along. Be nice to each other, okay? I glare at both of them until they finally cool down. And here I thought we were good old friends. He's an idiot. He is stupid. I cannot imagine how they treated each other on previous nights. I guess the closer people are, the rougher they treat each other. It doesn't take long before we encounter our first target. I sense someone coming. Quick, hide in the alley. We follow Satcher and find a spot to hide. I don't think... Shh. A possessed person is nearby. I can't see anything unusual. A dark-haired guy stands at the side of the street. Startled to see us, he slowly steps back. Excuse me? Kaichi immediately pulls out his scythe and points it at the guy. Wait, Kaichi, he's a student from our school. Could you explain what's going on here? We were after some suspects and coincidentally encountered you. Satru's as surprised as I am. It must be a misunderstanding. I'm not the one you're looking for. Now please excuse me. You aren't going anyway. Satru's predictions are never false. I'm going to. Before he can finish his sentence, Tuna returns from us and starts to run. Jeez, I only wanted to say purify him. I guess that guy's hiding more. Kaichi scratches his head and chases after him. Thanks for leaving us alone, Kaichi. What do we do? Right now we have different concerns, like the amount of possessed people suddenly gathering around us. There is no need to think before I grab Satru's hand. Together we run in the opposite direction. If I'd known about this, I'd have prepared myself and brought a weapon with me. There are 2 possessed ones ahead. Turn left. I follow Satru's command and we keep going. Hope we find Kaichi soon. Satru, don't you think it's strange that there are so many? It feels like they're ganging up on us. We can't keep running on at this rate. Let's go to that temple. I think the barrier still works. Are there other options? Every route to home is blocked by them. Any other safe place we can return to? Shortly after, someone runs towards us. Because of that darkness, we only see the silhouette. It's a blonde-haired man in a familiar suit. And it's Chain. He falls to the ground with a high impact. I get chills imagining how painful it is to fall running at full speed. The guy slowly crawls up and glances at us. It looks familiar, yet I cannot pinpoint why. While he's distracted, 2 other gunshots echo through the street. The bullets pierce his shoulder and arm. While being held tightly, Satru leans in to whisper into my ear. Don't, Miyako. He's not what he looks to be. Why is someone from my school being chased down? He looks normal compared to the possessed ones I've seen so far. Sorry. After his last words, a bullet strikes his head. Wait, Satru, don't look, Miyako. I feel my hand being squeezed lightly. And the man shows up on the scene carrying 2 silver handguns. I need to practice my 100-meter shots. Wasted bullets. Ah, you 2. No, Chain. Satru helped me track the possessed people down. Don't shoot him. His cold eyes shift to me. The man turns from me slowly and slides his gun back in the holster. He walks over to the man he had shot and picks up something from the ground. This area is clear. You should go home. Once he leaves, I gaze at the place where the man collapsed. Even my classmates could be possessed? Satru stands next to me and touches my arm. Miyako, are you okay? The event just now was horrifying. I wish you hadn't seen it. Unfortunately, that's how some possessed ones reach their end. He wasn't possessed, he was a zombie. There's a difference. Kinda. That night, Kaichi returned empty-handed. He had lost Junaru. After a few days, an article about mass murders appears in the news. Investigators discovered multiple body parts in an abandoned place. Further details are only based on rumors, so I skipped through this. The article is about 2 missing students, Junaru and Roya. Were they the brothers escaping from Shane? I wonder about the story behind them. Miyako, there's a visitor for you. Whoa, Kaichi. What are you doing here during the day? The library is closed for a holiday, so I decided to pass by and check up on you. Let me get some tea. Make yourself comfortable. Kaichi drops himself on the couch and folds his arms behind his head. I see you found yourself a caretaker? I'd rather you not call her that. Whatever labels you use, it doesn't change the situation. I won't be staying here forever. Oh, have you encountered any hindrances? Not really, why? Your face days weren't so nice, I'd say. You were bribed so easily. That was the past. You're lucky to have met Miyako, I wonder. If she stopped supporting you, would you still have a reason to live this life? You've become so dependent compared to when you were the guardian. It seems you've got the wrong impression of me, even if I am. What's wrong with that? Too much selfishness won't do you any good. You might think I'm weak and pathetic, but you can't convince me to change my life. As I said, I won't continue relying on her. I can't. Time is ticking and soon. The atmosphere in the room is different from when I left. Saturo's expression looks serious as he sits there with his arms crossed. Sorry, don't mind me and keep talking. Never mind, it's nothing. We're having a cup of tea. I bring up the events a few days ago. What happened to Junior? Can you tell us more in detail? Well, I sort of caught him and tried to purify him, but he escaped by walking up the wall. What? You're a useless Shinigami. I'm not the only one to blame. You two just stood there watching. Especially you, Sakura. That was supposed to be your job. Anyway, the guy sees something strange. You should see it yourself. Too bad he's reported missing now. Your fault for not being able to protect yourself. Speak for yourself. I throw a cookie at his face in annoyance. Don't underestimate me. When he tries to provoke me further, I feel like throwing the whole plate at him. By the way, we encountered Chain that night. He killed Roy in front of us. It felt so wrong to me. If he was possessed, you could have saved him. Chain, huh? Gaichi rests on his arm and lets out a sigh. That guy won't rest until he's killed or captured all of his targets. Even though we have similar goals, I don't think we can possibly work together again. He has his own way of dealing with things. I don't know how many people there are like Roy, but considering he looked normal compared to other possessed ones, could there be others hidden in this area? You sound like you want to save every single person in the village. Not everyone, but as much as we can. As you know, my powers are limited. Possession takes time. By the time we're done with one, a few others might have awakened. If we had external help. Kaichu, what's your connection with Chain? We are classmates as far as I'm aware. He hasn't made a link between my night and day form. If that happens, I might be doomed. That leaves you out. Maybe Miyoka and I can join forces with him. Are you sure about this? I get a feeling he doesn't trust you, Sakura. Well, doesn't that leave one option? Wait, me? Alright, I'll give it a try. Tonight I can hardly sleep. Roy's last moments are still burned in my mind. I never met him before, but I felt sad during those last moments. Thanks to Sakura, I didn't see everything, but I can still blame Chain for giving me trauma. Wait, Sakura, were you looking for me? It's nothing. Sorry for disturbing you. Do you want to talk for a bit? He turns around looking at me with surprise. Come here. He hesitates a bit before sitting down. I had a nightmare where you disappeared and no one was around me. I just wanted to make sure you're still here. I was awake anyway. Does something trouble you? Am I a burden to you? Where is this coming from? You've always been supporting me. I'm grateful for that. I feel like there's a gap between us. There are days when it feels hard to talk to you because you're shoulder a lot of things alone. Previously, I'd only been watching you because I wanted to give the space for you to share with me. I can take care of myself. I beam at him, but he's not entirely convinced. Why are you suddenly worrying so much about me? It's not sudden, I've always been. It should be obvious by now, Miyoko. I like you a lot. Yeah, that's an understatement considering you went back into the past and... well, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to force it on you like that. If there's anything you need to get off your chest, tell me. Good night, Miyoko. Stay a bit longer. I'm sorry that I couldn't give you an answer right away. There's a lot on my mind right now. I want to say that I like you too. You've been supporting me through so many events in the past weeks. Don't think of yourself as a burden. Well, about what is troubling me. To be honest, think about what happened to those people who are possessed. What if it happens to me? Actually, you're immune. Perhaps you can take some time off from the investigations. Don't worry. We'll find a solution. I noticed that after he gained his memories, he had been taking care of me more. Actually, didn't Shane kill Kaichi in one of the routes? I think he did. 4 days later. Since it is a holiday, I can finally spend more time with him alone. We decided to go to the park for a change. Or on our way, we bump into Kuya. Oh, hi there. Who's this cute boy? Meet Sakura. Sakura? This is my friend and classmate Akuya. They exchange a smile. Upon examining Akuya raises her eyebrow. Why have I never seen you before unless you just moved here? Speaking of which, you remind me of someone. Moved not long ago. I'm showing him around the village. Oh, I see. Welcome and have a fun time here. Would you mind if I hang out with you guys for a moment? What about your errands? That can wait. It's just for my brother. Nothing really urgent. Akuya is mostly interested in Satoru since they've never talked. So how long have you two actually known each other? And if I'm not wrong, are you a couple already? Huh? No, huh? You have to scream yes. I have to tell Leiji you finally found the man of your dreams. One quest to find you, the one, has finally come to an end. I plant my face in my hands and let out a heavy sigh. Okuya, you're embarrassing me. Satoru, don't mind her. She's always funny like this. Alright, make sure you're not to bore her. She's allergic to boredom. So have fun every moment you spend together. What do you think is fun? That's for you to decide. Take a lead, Tiger. Satoru blushes lightly and chuckles his shyness away. Because it had gotten quite late, we head home too. You sure have nice friends around you. Just casual stuff. You have friends too. I do? I meant Kaichi. You seem pretty close. It's hard to define him as a friend when I see how you interact with yours. Everyone has their own views. What's important is how you feel about him. Thinking about it, our relationship might be one-sided. He's probably just killing time with me. You can still have fun with him. By the way, Chain still has doubts about you. I can't tell when he'll be after you again. Has he done anything to you before? Back then I spent a lot of time in the park. He was watching me, but never did anything to me. He creeped me out a lot, though. Even without my memories, I had a gut feeling he'd come after me sooner or later. Even though I asked a question, I tried to shift his attention. We've not heard anything from Kaichi, so tonight we decided to stay home. Right after I go to my room, I hear strange noises coming from the room next door. Don't tell me he got kidnapped. I quickly go outside and check the streets, but it's empty. What if I break into his house? He wears a tank top and a pair of dark purple shorts, just like he just stood up from his bed. Come in if you want to talk. Okay. He turns around and I decide to follow him. Jane drops down on the couch. He speaks to me in a casual tone while he combs through his hair. So, what is it? I thought you were home, so I came to check. I'll just get straight to the point. Satoru's missing and I thought you kidnapped him. I see. I thought you were still after him. Sorry for misjudging you. Chain has his eyes closed. The gas mask distorts his slow breaths, making it sound strange. Chain? It occurs to me I've never seen him without that mask. As I reach out for the gas mask, he suddenly opens his eyes and grabs my wrist. I react fast enough to pin my knee against his stomach, but he doesn't budge. I thought you were going home. This guy never heard of being gentle. I guess you want my help to find Satoru. Are you out of options that you ask help from someone you trust the least? You're an odd fellow anyway, I've got your back. Do you have any leads on who might be after him? Yeah, probably Kaichi. Chain chuckles lightly at my answer. This morning that shrimp told me to scrap Satoru from my list, and now you're telling me he's going after him? Besides, what can a kid like him do? Don't joke with me. When we find Satoru, don't do anything to him. Not sure if I can keep that promise. Please, Chain. Now that this is settled, you should go home. We'll continue tomorrow. He should be able to survive the night. I let myself out and head home. I realize I'm still in my pajamas, so I quickly duck away and change my clothes. You're early, haven't got enough rest. Go, prepare yourself. If he keeps his eyes on me every movement, which is quite uncomfortable. Would you like some? No thanks. He waits until I'm finished before he speaks. Tell me more about what happened last night. I left the scene as it was and didn't touch anything. Chain starts his investigation by looking around. The kidnapper couldn't have climbed through the window. The locks look fine. You know those locked room mysteries? This is basically that. Moving a whole body without being seen. It's probably Rasumi. It's almost like a magic trick to move a whole body without being seen. You're sharp, I missed that. That's my job. I'm not like a certain person who randomly accuses me without any evidence in the middle of the night. It was in the heat of the moment. It doesn't take long before Shane is done. Where are you going? To the library. Even though I have my doubts, I just want to make sure. To my surprise, we encounter Kaichi. He's sitting in the corner with a pile of books. Hey, Shrimp. What were you doing last night? At home. What's the matter? It's weird for you to look for me without really urgent reasons. Satra was kidnapped last night. I was wondering if you knew something about it. Well, hold on. Are you guys suspecting me kidnapping him? I cannot help but slowly hide behind Shane. I know it's hard to prove, but I was at home. I don't have an alibi, so take it or leave it. You found any trace of me at your place? Well, I have been there before. Yeah. Kaichi shrugs and continues reading his book. So do you have anyone else? The only people I could think of are you two. Unbelievable. You thought an innocent person like me would do such a thing? By the way, I found this feather in Satra's room. Do you know something about it? I expect him to say something. I don't know. Thought so. If you discover anything, just tell me. What do you want? But earlier. Do you have a clue? Not really. Sorry to keep you waiting, but this book was more important. True, but I couldn't say it in his presence. It's an angel's feather. I've seen it before a long time ago. I would never forget it. I think so, but this is why they would interact with humans. The only angel I know so far is Rasumi. The name sounds familiar. I think she recently joined my class. Can you contact her? I only heard rumors and I never talked with her. Besides, you ever seen a demon and an angel getting along casually? Well, in fiction. That's clear enough then. Do you have more evidence? Besides, do you know anything about her? My gut tells me I'm on the right track. Despite how serious I look, he shakes his head. If I accuse her, it'd be the same as declaring war. I won't do that. There are other possibilities. You should obtain more evidence first. Like the strand of your hair in Sacho's room? Well, I checked up on him a bit before he disappeared. I was a bit concerned. Why aren't you helping find him again? That's as far as my warnings go. Even if I'm a friend, I'm not obligated to help out. I didn't know you were that cold. With a bitter taste in my mouth, I leave the library. Even after gaining information, I don't know where to start looking for someone. Could it be that his time has ended and she came to get him back? I change my mind and go to the old temple. I wander through the temple. It looks exactly the same as last time. Just any clue. I let out a scream before I see him. Sorry for startling you, Master. Oh my, how am I able to see you? You always could, but lately you've been more sensitive to us. The former temple guardian is in trouble. Could you help him? We have no power to intervene with the villagers. We only acted as if we expected to. Forgive us. Even so, we are deeply attached to our previous master. There's an angel keeping our master in the park. They may not be visible at first glance, but that's because they set up a barrier. We believe you can save him. Thank you, little spirits. I'm going right away. It's better to go at night because angels are weaker in the darkness. Alright then. I wave to them and head home. I should have enough time to prepare a plan. Appearances are deceiving. After searching through my place, I find a protective cross necklace. I don't know if it could be of any help, but it's better than nothing. I press on the doorbell multiple times. What is it again, you impatient one? Oh, I thought you were home. Come on if you want to talk with me. Just like last time, we talk in his living room. Did you continue with investigations? I know enough. Leave it be. Okay, Mr. Vampire. I sit on the other couch and stare at him. You know, there's something I haven't told you. It might help with the search. It seems unbelievable, but Sacho is actually the temple guardian. Somehow he managed to take human form. I found out he might be kidnapped by an angel. A sigh leaves his ass mess before he speaks. You caught up earlier than I expected. You know, I'm hunting down zombies. Yet you were surprised I know this? I'm not that oblivious. Do you know that Kaichi? What about him? Kaichi knows it too. I see. The edges are colored gold and materials tough yet very soft. Do you know this angel? It is Rasumi. She's the one who turned Sacho into a human. Do you know where we can find her? She took him to the park, but I heard there's an invisible barrier. That's gonna be fun. Chang gets up and moves to a drawer. He pulls the bottom panel open and takes out a silver gun. He taps on the wood before the port opens. He takes out the cartridges from the gun and replaces it with dark bullets. Don't tell me you're gonna kill angels. Then you'll be defenseless when she does attack us. I can't say for sure anyway. Here, carry this gun, just in case. You're telling somebody who doesn't know anything about firearms to shoot? These don't hurt people, just certain creatures. The color's pure black, as if I'm looking in a black pit. You got some unusual stuff. It's basic equipment for those who fight with supernatural beings. This won't kill her right away, but it should slow her down for a bit. I'm changing. Hey, don't go stripping in front of me. The necklace. Where'd you get it from? I found it in my parents' room. It's probably from my grandparents. You know, angels and crosses. I see. Maybe you need it more than I do. Take it. He starts equipping his weapons. We have to wait until night. Some of the spells embedded on the weapons will be stronger then. It's the first time I'm facing an angel, so I can't guarantee your safety. I can take care of myself. Not that we have a plan. I take this time to look around the room. I notice there are barely any personal belongings. I don't ask him about it in case it's a sensitive topic. My thoughts turn to Sachro. I cannot help stop the scenarios flashing through my mind. Actually, he could be a considerate guy behind that mask. He seems like a different person from the first time I met him. Thank you for helping me out. I'm not a kind person just because I helped you once. In the end, it's for the greater good. Sachro will be thankful too. Once the sky turns dark, we head out. And this is where I will leave things off for today. Well, hopefully Chang doesn't die. That would be tragic. Anyway, I hope you guys have had or enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget the like button. Comment, subscribe if you want, and I will see you in the next one. As always, good.